You're thin, but also tall.
You're thin.
It burst in the flames like a sausage on a spit.
And the pretender destroy themselves in blood.
You wish to rule the Seven Kingdoms, but you rain ruin and death upon its small folk when you've been insulted. And now you seek to corrupt your sister.
Oh, wow. So she went on this mission without taking any supplies with her.
My mother is the queen.
Dragon riders both. You and I.
Daemon?
The Castellans are Simon Strong. Daemon has raised his army.
If I survive this war, I'll continue as I began. Alone.
Make it clear, yeah. I'm not on my own. How far do you go for peace? It's not Alicent.
I had to see you.
We are in mourning today, people. We are in mourning today. Because today, at least for me, is the last episode of season 2 of House of the Dragon. So we are in a state of mourning today. I'm sad. And the thing is, we don't actually know how the episode's going to go. So, you know, it could be that this is going to be a really, really good day. It could be. So we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. But you know what? We are Team Black today, irrespective, yeah? So this is probably like, I mean, I haven't worn this set for a very long time. But this is probably like the most like tunicky, old school, medieval-y kind of type I've got. So I'm like, right, okay, I'm going to wear this today. Like, I've got my, everything's black today. So I've got my jeans on today. I need to see how it's going to go because we left the last episode with Rhaenyra basically telling Aemond, come here if you think you're bad. And he went with his tail between his legs. So, you know, I feel like this is going to be a real, well, I hope anyway, it's going to be a real moment for Team Black. What I was going to do, I was actually going to get one of those Valyrian wigs. You know, the white dreadlocks. Well, you know what? Let's, you know, final episode, let's push the boat out. But yeah, unless you've done some proper planning and that stuff is already on the way here. And also, it's really expensive, so I'm not doing that. So I did think, oh, I've got a wig from last Halloween. I'll just use that. It was a cross between an interview with a vampire and a vampire in Brooklyn, and mixing with some kind of like elder mage. But then by the end of the night, I ended up looking like Denise from EastEnders. If you don't know what EastEnders is, or you don't get EastEnders in your country, that'll mean nothing to you. But I think the picture says 1,000 words. Anyway, I think it's safe to say that I'm ready. I'm ready to kind of see what's going to happen, how this is going to leave Rhaenyra, and I guess the most important thing really is, you know, who's going to survive this? Because I don't even know what's planned for season 3. So if we're going to get a season 3, I hope we are. I imagine it's not going to be resolved all in this one episode. So yeah, I'm so nervous. Okay, let's get it done. Oh! Oh! Okay. Where's this?
Recoup the losses we took fighting the Velaryon hordes.
Extortion. You'll drive up the price of basic goods.
It is better than starving, surely.
They're bargaining hard here.
Very well.
Of course, there is one more condition.
Rather set on a bath and a flagon of wine.
The commander of our fleet must agree to go with you.
All man wanted was a bath and some wine. I can't imagine how hot that must be with the cape.
Well met, Lord Tywin.
He was expecting a man, wasn't he?
It's Tyland.
You're thin, but also tall.
You're thin.
I will not sail with a man who cannot best me.
At what?
Oh. I like that transition between their smile and... Is that Vega? Yeah, of course it is. Okay. This angry little man, isn't he?
I must ask your grace to steel yourself. We must leave King's Landing quickly, and we will not return for some time.
I am the king. Why must I run?
Because the Prince Regent is going to kill you.
Hmm.
When Rhaenyra descends on you with her 7 dragons and you without Vhagar, what then?
My dragon is dead. I am burnt and disgusting.
Oh.
I'm alone. And I'm a cripple. My is destroyed. Did they tell you that?
Oh, gosh.
It burst into flames like a sausage on a spit.
And the Pretender destroy themselves in blood.
Oh my god, sorry, that's awful.
You can't even without it running down my leg.
They will be tired of endless deprivation.
Oh my gosh. That's a lifetime of hate, that is.
Peacemaker.
Lifetime of hate. Hate. I mean, fair play to Larry, just trying to make him see sense, but I can understand why he's like, nah, man. I hate him. I hate him. Oh, what's she saying? Oh, wow. So she went on this mission without taking any supplies with her. I mean, that doesn't bode well to go and catch her a dragon. You didn't think to, like, bring some water with you.
Remove your feet from the table.
I'd rather not.
Ulf, it's not up to you.
Who's it up to then, boy?
He is the Prince, Ulf. Prince Jacaerys Velaryon.
Prince Jacaerys Velaryon. And look at that hair. As dark as they say. My mother is the queen.
Dragon riders, both. You and I.
If you hinder our efforts through sloth or unreadiness, I will see you hanged and your body fed to the dogs in the street.
I can kind of see why Jace is vexed, though. I mean, it's all well and good flexing your muscles in here,
The new riders are immune
dude,
to
but,
it.
you know, you need these
Now that
two.
it is done, I
So,
cannot erase.
but also, I
We know
do
little of
kind of
who they
rate it a
are.
little bit.
What is the strength?
Do you know who I
Addam
am?
of Hell, at least, is known to you.
Shipwright in my employ, and it is reported to me that he is...
My
a man of
son.
integrity. I've had little to do with him, to my regret.
I mean,
You
he
now
said
have
his
a great
regrets.
advantage,
Fair enough.
and you forget another.
Helaena?
She may yet be compelled. Aemond thought himself invincible. He will not stop at Burning Sharp Point, and he will not be denied. My ship is no longer the Sea Snake, the queen who never was. There is, of course, another player that is yet to be revealed.
Oh, yeah? For a second, I was like, who are you talking about?
Sir Alfred Broom has come to see you.
Interesting.
Man's got a swagger now, innit?
less.
Did you hear something?
Hmm.
This place will have you barking at the moon.
Yeah, literally. For 7 episodes.
If you declare yourself, your lords will follow you.
Oh, so you...
Never took you for a turn, Claire.
Like, literally. Don't let... Oh, his head's so messed up. Like, that would be something else to think about. You!
Let no vessel come or go from our harbour without our inspection.
The fishing boats, the people depend on them for sustenance.
We must all make our sacrifices.
So make them even hungrier than what they already are.
I need you to fly with Dreamfire to battle.
Aemond.
I do not wish to fight.
Our wishes must take second place now.
She's not a
I
fighter.
won't burn anyone.
Defiled our birthright, made
Aemond.
commoners into dragon lords. It is a sin and must be punished.
May I remind you, your sister is still the queen.
As you were once.
You wish to rule the 7 kingdoms, but you rain ruin and death upon its small folk when you've been insulted. And now you seek to corrupt your sister.
She's not flying nothing.
Not like this.
Fair play, Alicent. You fair play. Mama said no. I said no. I'll back you on that, Alicent.
I must again request your assistance. I need passage.
Fair play, man. Imagine trying to force Helaena to go and burn down a village or...
Do you think nothing of your oath? Steward's son from Dawn. The queen of the 7 kingdoms.
Oh...
King's mother in his hand.
She is my sister.
She saved my life.
Twice.
You saw what I saw. We march now toward our annihilation. To die will be a kind of relief.
It feels like a lot of his conscience is coming to bear fruit. Is that Lannister guy? He should never have asked that what. I mean, she is not messing about. I mean, all's fair in love and war, right?
You have impressed me, Lord Timon. Have you ever eaten the flesh of your enemies?
No.
I have not. And I would not.
So you reject the hospitality of my house?
Oh dear.
A jest, my lord.
They are an insult to us. To what makes us Targaryens. If any common lout can ride a dragon, then...
That does not make me common. Or you.
I've heard the whispers the whole of my life.
Then prove to them that you are worthy.
Exactly.
Get up and take your place by your mother's side.
Nice one, Baylor. Come on, man. Your mum needs you, and you need these guys. Go and teach them, and... Oh, gosh.
I will be pleased to sail at your side. I wish to have children by you.
What?
I want you to my wives.
Oh, pardon?
How many words do you have?
No, that's always the question. Not like, are you serious? Are you joking? How many?
Oh, and some more of these little birds.
Someone is enjoying himself at the Queen's table.
The three of you are not of noble birth, but you have done a thing never dreamed of before now. Learn your beasts and your commands. You will fly in 2 days' time. A knight will comport himself with grace at the Queen's table.
Best make me a knight then.
You forget yourself.
How you do?
Daemon?
The Castellan, Sir Simon Strong. Daemon has raised his army.
She's gonna go and strike Harrenhal. Because it's not certain that he's going to betray her. But do rate the old man for being like, I need to go and let Rhaenyra know. Fair play. It creeps me out, man. Do you ever sleep?
There are omens here for those who seek them. You do not scoff.
I'm no longer inclined to.
Pretty running with blood.
You know your part.
Helaena? What?
Our mother is not a dragon rider. She cannot understand.
And if I refuse, will you burn me as you did Aegon?
Oh. So people know.
That is a lie.
I saw it.
Yes, Helaena.
You burned him. He sits on a wooden throne. And you'll be dead.
Wow.
I could have you killed.
It wouldn't change anything.
That's what's truly frightening. For Helaena and all of her weirdness, yeah, she's got this kind of foresight. So that's got to be digging in his craw now. Oh. Good morning, Caraxes. Oh my gosh, it's so sick.
Come see for yourself.
Bless him. Knowing what Daemon's like as well, bless him. It's very brave of her to go on her own. Not knowing what she's walking into. Make it clear, yeah. I'm not on my own. There he is. There he is. That's gonna boost his ego to no end, is it? Like,
I see you have done well here.
They are sworn to me. And not a moment too soon.
And to whom are you sworn?
great question.
The realm's only hope is a leader who can unite it, and my brother chose you. You are the true queen, Rhaenyra. First of her name, protector of the realm.
What is making me emotional?
I am meant to serve you.
You weren't counting on that, were you? You know, backstabbing toe rag. Yo. Yes, Daemon. I don't know why it's actually making me sad.
Ne arli credruchas? Orjulias.
Lukikos non daur. Silutan.
For our queen!
I bothered you unnecessarily.
You cannot lead if you do not inspire.
I never asked to lead, as you well know.
I am trying to help you.
You're gonna trigger him.
You want to help me? Do you know what hunger does to a boy? What grief does? Or shame?
You are dismissed.
I watched the man beside me walk past with his son and heir, fur around his shoulders, choosing sweetmeats to eat after supper by the fire. And now that boy is dead. And his sister before him. And the heir that took his place. And now you remember I live. If I survive this war, I will continue as I began. Alone.
You know what? Tell him again. Tell him again. How can you do that? Sitting down there with your furs and your sweetmeats, and he's wow. I'm so glad we've heard a dragon noise, because I was about to say some progress. Thank goodness. Hello, Booting.
You must not let the realm fall to those who care for power more than peace. You must prevail.
How far do you go for peace? It's not Alicent.
I had to see you.
No way. She's done an Uno Reverso. She's done a Rhaenyra. What?
Who knows? None save my protector. He laid down his sword at your gate. I've been, I think, mistaken.
In what?
I was raised to believe there was an order to things. I resented you, I think, for caring so little for any of it, for knowing what you wanted.
Honest. This is being honest.
To be free of all this endless plotting and striving. I would take my daughter and her child and leave it all behind.
And you wish to wash your hands of what you yourself set in motion.
Oh, the arrogance of blaming me, as if you would not have been challenged regardless.
Did not your hand bring it forth like a midwife?
I did only what I thought your father wanted.
Leave us behind, as you say. Wander in the wilderness. What has it got to do with me?
He never stopped loving your mother, you know. He was very fond of me, and I of him, but she was the vision that sustained him. His love for her that kept him resolute in his choice of her.
And yet you believe he wavered at the end?
Aemond will soon fly to join Cole in the Riverlands. When he's gone, Helaena as queen will be the crown's authority. If you come then to King's Landing, I will see to it that our guards throw down their arms. We will open the gates. We will shed no blood. You will enter as a conqueror.
Can you believe her? Can you trust her? Can you... Oh.
What of Aegon?
He has many faults, but he still heeds his mother. I believe I can prevail upon him to bend the knee.
No, still. You imagine you can have all you want without paying too high a price. A price I have no choice
What I
but
want
to pay.
is to set things right.
I must take Aegon's head. And I have to do it for all to see. You know this.
Shouldn't have put him on the throne.
Choose. Will you shrink from what you set out to do, or will you see it through? And make your sacrifice. A son for a son.
It's killing her to do this, though. If it got to this.
You're much changed.
And you fly to the Red Keep in 3 days' time, and you take your throne. Or you take me for a liar. Cast myself on the mercy of a friend who once loved me. Come with me.
My part is here, whether I will or no.
It's so weird that there is still love between them. I just don't know if I can trust Alicent, man. Like, I feel that was the most honest she's ever been. But she's basically saying that, like, she's gonna neutralize both of her sons, isn't they? That's a big move from Alicent. No, I'm so impressed that she did that. Give this girl a dragon. Give her a dragon. I hope it doesn't end with, like, here. She found it. Otto's been locked up. It was the wisest choice because somebody was going to take her head. It's going to end here, isn't it? Oh. Ah! I can't believe it's ended there, man. Things are just, oh, I'm so gutted. I'm so gutted. I'm so gutted, man. Like, even if it's like quicker than 2 years, it's still going to be at least a year before we know what happens with this. There's so many things running through my head right now. Have we got another little breakdown of the episode? Give me something. Yes, we do. Yes. Yes!
The final episode is such a great build for everywhere we've been in season 2 and promising what's to come.
She has the better hand and an inevitably positive shot at the throne.
The pendulum could swing the other way very quickly. We shall see who the last man standing is.
I literally sucked up every ounce of that. Usually I'd have more to say, but I'm like, I don't even have anything to add for that right now. Like, guys, that was so good. That was so good. I think because I think, you know, and most, I think, fans of this show are going to want absolute carnage, you know, the battles, and I think that not being in this episode, I think there was part of me when it ended, I'm like, no, there's no way you're going to end it there. But of course it leaves you just being like, oh my gosh, the next season is going to be carnage. It's going to be absolute carnage, because if you think about what they said there, like, this has all been a precursor to like something's kind of bubbling or whatever, but like, this is actually going to be the case of this. We're actually at that point now. Everyone's sailing, everyone's marching, everyone's flying out for war. I'm so ecstatic for Team Black. I'm so ecstatic. There are so many things in this that I'm just like, wow. That I think the biggest scene for me, well, there's two big scenes for me. Two of the biggest anyway. The first one has got to be Rhaenyra and Alicent having that meeting. Alicent turning up to her doorstep being like, look, I was wrong. And actually her admitting the reason probably why I was so pig-headed about all of this and such defiance is because you flounced all those rules. Like, I thought there was an order to things. I thought there was a reason and a manner in which we were meant to perform and be, and you just didn't care about none of that. So it made me resent you. So actually, yeah, because when Rhaenyra said to her, so when Alicent said to her, oh, you know, it was always your mum that he loved. I mean, he was fond of me of him, but it was always your mum, and it was always the love of her that probably made him be like, I'm going to make you the heir. And when he was like, oh yeah, so even though all of his life he had that love for me, you thought he faltered at the last minute. And I think in that moment, because I was like, you know, yeah, she got it wrong, and she thought that, you know, she was doing what she thought Viserys wanted. But if she was truly doing what Viserys wanted, I think Rhaenyra's right. So why would he at the very last hurdle, after like the whole time, be like, oh, actually, yeah, it's Aegon that I want to make my heir. So that makes me think, with all the resentment she's talking about, that she probably wanted to believe that's what Viserys meant, but probably deep down knew that it wasn't, which does make her culpable. And her wanting, like when Rhaenyra was like, okay, off you trot, Go and frolic with the lambs and the deers and listen to the birds singing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do whatever you need to do to absolve yourself of any responsibility in everything you've done up until this point. You just go. What are you even telling me for? I've rated that so much. I'm like, what are you, like, you know, it's all well and good. Because there was part of me at one point that was like, right, you want free of all of this. And the crown will do whatever the crown needs to do to try and save power. But I'm also like, so for the sake of your peace of mind, you're just going to S out. You got your two boys there. Like, they're still your boys. Do you know what I mean? I don't want no more part of this. I don't want any other part of this. I'm out. Okay. A bit selfish, but understandable. Very understandable. I get it. You know, wanting to live out her days unremarkable and die unremarkably. And kind of, like, I get it. But, yeah, I think that whole admittance of what she's done wrong, the reasons why, the fact that she even got to the point of accepting Rhaenyra's terms, because she's right. She's like, you know, at the end of the day, there is no other way for me to accept my throne unless to get rid of Aegon permanently. Like, if he wasn't on the throne, maybe, like, there could have been a said, you know, fair enough, he's going to bend the same offer that Alicent made to Rhaenyra. You bend the knee to Aegon, there's no need for this. But with everything that's gone on, you know, like them killing Meleys and Rhaenys as well. You paraded by Dragon's Head through the streets, like, you killed her son. You know, like, there is no way they can just turn around and say, okay, cool. Not in that era. I think what was also really good about that scene is that it's really clear just how much, like, this history there is between them. You know, like, there's so much. It was clearly killing them both to be at this point in their lives where they're having to like bargain on such big wages for like all these other people and also the most important people to them. So I thought that was really good. Acted really, really well. So that was one of the biggest scenes for me. I think the one that made me even more emotional though has got to be the one with Daemon and Rhaenyra, because again I've been on a journey with him where I've basically said I just don't like the character. I think he's selfish, he's brash, he's cruel, you know, and he's pig-headed and one-minded, and that has led to kind of all kinds of like, yes, a badass. I mean, he's a badass, but one that was just cruel. And I definitely thought that he would go in to raise an army for himself. I really did. I didn't think that even after everything that he's seen and everything that like he was going through and trying to prick his conscience, I just thought, you know what, he's got the army now. Do you know what I mean? So he's going to do what Daemon always does, and that looks after himself. And with Alice, because she's got this whole dingy, creepy, I am the witch of the West here. Like, I'm like, no. Whatever she's going to tell him to do around that tree is going to give him more confidence and give him power or something that's going to be like, yeah, it's me that's sitting on that throne. So that whole... And then what made it even worse is that then when Rhaenyra did arrive to Harrenhal, and she got there, none of the guys were remotely interested in her. Like, bear in mind, the one true heir and queen was standing right beside. I mean, they did stop talking, but they kind of just were like, whatever. And then when Daemon walked down and they parted ways and stood to attention and stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, his ego is going to be on like 10-10. And approaching her, I thought he was just going to be cocky and stuff, which it kind of seemed like he was going to be. Even when he started speaking the old Valyrian language, I'm like, he's going to try and say that he needs to be king. He needs to for what's coming. So I never expected for him to say what he said and bend the knee and to have everyone bending. I just, you know, because for as much as she wanted, because she's done all this on her own, you know, despite the fact that like Viserys' brother and her husband, which is a very weird sentence to say, has been out there. She's had to do this on her own. All of just in that moment to kind of see that like he's actually done it and he's brought the army with him, and that he still stands by her. I can't even imagine what that would have felt like for her to actually hear that at that point. To know as well that she doesn't want to go to war. She kind of just wants them to stop. So actually, if I've got the means in which that I will crush you, you will stop. So that was a real moment, Shout out to, I can't remember his name, the Friar Tuck guy who sent her the crow in the first place. They were like, listen, you might need to come and have a look at this because it looks like he's about to turn goat. So I thought that was quite sick. Yeah, the other scene I thought was really powerful was Alan and Corlys, because I've been saying over the last couple of episodes, really, that he has not done enough. He's not said enough. He's not been present enough. And quite clearly now, he feels that like I can just swan in. Because I didn't even think about it from the perspective of your children are gone. So your daughter's gone, your son's gone, your natural heir's gone. You're now at the point where you're scrambling for people that are around you. And it's at this point that you want to make me head of the ship, and it's at this point that you want to, you know, give me some tips on how to lead a team and da-da-da-da. How are you going to talk to me about leadership? And you're sitting down there scoffing sweetmeats with your big furs, and I'm sitting down here with toilet water and black gingerbread. Like, don't come here trying to act the big one. So the fact that Alan has been the most calm and the quietest, and he's been like, I'm just going to do what I need to do. I'm going to get involved in nothing. And it's been Addam that's the one that's been like, you know, he owes us, but he was like, no, I'm not interested. So, you know, him breaking like that, I think was absolutely, like, it was so powerful. And I didn't really pick up on it, but like I said in the inside the episode, it's only really Rhaenys that speaks to him like that. So the fact that Alan kind of lost himself in his absolute right to say what he said, I think was incredible, absolutely incredible. Yeah, Aemond is definitely unhinged. Definitely falling apart. You know, the way he grips up Helaena to be like, you will get on that drag, because she was like, I'm not burning no one. You best go find somebody else, because I'm not going nowhere. And he's like, no, you are coming. And I rate Alicent for stepping in on that as well, to be like, listen, I don't care how big and bad you are. I don't care how big and bad Big Bertha is outside either. You are still my pitney. And when I tell you to take your hand off your sister, you're going to take your hand off your sister. So I rate that she did that as well. But I thought that was really, really cool. The fact that, like, yeah, he burnt down that whole village. I mean, it just shows the weakness, doesn't it? It shows how desperate he is to kind of just remain in power. So again, a good reason that Larys got Aegon out of the city. Because he's right. Like, you know, if he's feeling threatened right now, another threat he's not going to need is someone that survived the attempted murder. So, you know, you might need to go, because you're the only other person who knows about it. Until Mystic Meg Helaena turned around and said, touch me again. Touch me again. Because either way, you're going down, fam. I know what you did, and they're all going to know what you did, and you're going down. So I rate her for, I don't even know, like they said, how much danger. I don't know whether she knows how much danger she just put. But that whole interaction there, and watching him being like, you know, this is treason, you know, I could have you killed, that made no difference. That meant not a bit of difference, because you're still going down the same way. The new riders, I think, yeah, again, you need a bit of levity in it. I think Ulf, he's great like that, because he can only be what he is. And as much as Rhaenyra needs these people and would like them to have the fealty that would come from the noble houses or whatever, these have been living in muck. And he was just last episode eating whatever sludge broth was in that bowl. So of course he's gonna cock up his foot and he's gonna drink them drinks and he's gonna beckon some people to come and drop him some stuff, because he's never had it. He's like a kid in a sweet shop. Do you know what I mean? So at one point I was like, you need to chill out, mate. But also, he doesn't know none of this. He's got a dragon now. He's in the castle eating grapes in goblets and whatever. Like, he's living life. Do you know what I mean? So I can kind of allow him for that. The interaction between Jace and him, when Jace walked in and he was like, because obviously Jace has already got all these, you know, heavy weight about his heritage, his inheritance, you know, not getting to do much because Rhaenyra won't let him go nowhere. So he's just brooding and vexed and annoyed, and then to see this actual lout with his foot on this sacred table, you know, and not knowing who he is, I could understand why he was fuming. But I did feel a little bit, it's a bit like, you know, the little dogs that are just always yapping. I'm like, you know, it's coming across a bit insecure, bro. Do you know what I mean? As much as you've got a little bit of like, yeah, you're gonna feed the dogs, yeah, I get it, and you probably could, but also you're coming across a bit weak, because you know you're already a noble, you are already a prince. You don't need to, you know, go and do all them things. There was part of me that was like, go Jace, but I'd say like 80-20. The 80 part was like, nah, you need to chill out, man. You need to chill out, bro. And I love the fact that Bella told him, like, stop whining about it. Be but your mum's side and show them why it doesn't really matter what you think. It doesn't matter what about my hair colour. It doesn't matter about, who she took into her bed. Like, it matters that you are her true heir. That's who she made true heir. That's what it's going to be. Look what Viserys did. He was like, these are Rhaenyra's children and they are going to be the next heirs after her. So make anyone say anything else and watch. Do you know what I mean? So just get over it, bro. So rate Baylor for that. While we're talking about the sisters, like, if I feel like she has been like Miss Seeley from The Colour Purple. She's been going through it in this episode. No water, no food, no shelter. Hasn't had no dragon for how long? Do you know what I mean? So it got to the point where I was like, if I see another shot of Rhaenyra being all distressed and running through the fields, I'm gonna turn up my phone. Like, what, man? Give her the dragon. Give her the dragon. It looked quite cool as well. The dragon looked quite cool, so I'm hoping she gets that. I did really like the scene with the Lannister man, can't remember his name, Tyland, and the warrior woman. I thought that whole thing was sick, and I thought it was really good how they kind of humbled him, and to the point where I kind of forgot that he's part of the enemy. I said the enemy, but it's not Team Black. So I was like, yeah, like, do it, like, fight, and sing a little song, and and then it's like, oh, but they march against Rhaenyra. Oh, well. In that case, then I really hope she eats you as she does her fallen enemies. Like, I thought that was quite cool, and the fact that she's like, oh, I want you to, like, basically impregnate all of my wives. Safe. Good shout. No, I think the episode was good. I think as it's left me wanting more, which is exactly what you want from an end of season finale. The fact that they've had some questions answered about some things, I think has been really good. Like, as I say, what's Daemon going to do? Like, what is the interaction going to be like with Alicent and Rhaenyra? What's the plan? So I think there's been some really good moves there. Obviously, as any fan, I'm going to want more. I'm going to want more. I'm going to want to see more. I'm going to want to see the battle. I'm going to want to see... But I feel like they really did give us some really juicy bits. That whole kind of seeing forward and, seeing that winter's coming and the Night King and his, 2 horsemen or whatever. Daenerys, the 3 egg, like all of that, I thought was a real good... There you go, guys. Here's some continuation story. That was really nice. I can't believe, like Peter Griffin would say, now we play the waiting game. Like, we're just going to wait now and see what comes. So, it'd be very interesting. Obviously, Aegon's gone, so she's not going to get Aegon's head. So he's always going to be out there as a threat. So I don't know whether... Because she's got more people now. She's got more dragons. Aemond's being unhinged. He hasn't got Helaena. So, realistically, I can't see how the Greens have got any chance of winning anything. So I feel like Rhaenyra may very well be successful in the next season, but as long as Aegon's out there, and like Larry said, people will look through you and they will never see you coming when they think you're weak. So I feel like as long as he's out there, he's always going to be a threat to her, and that might be like his resurgence, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Because some people will still follow him as a man, as the guy that was actually crowned king. So that's what I think might happen, and I think Alicent will drift off into... Well, actually, if she can't deliver Aegon, maybe they won't give her the obscurity that she's looking for. So maybe we'll be seeing more of Alicent in next season than we think. But yeah, juicy, man. Very, very, very juicy, and I think everyone has done such a great job. Because I think it's always going to be difficult to create a series after Game of Thrones that had so much acclaim, despite the last season. But had so much acclaim from so many, to make anything that could even scratch the surface. And I think House of the Dragon, obviously it's not the same as a Game of Thrones, because there was so many other things I think were at play there. But I think in just looking at a particular like family of people, like the Targaryens and stuff, and what that meant, I think, and the Valerians as well, but you know what I mean, the mainly the Targaryens and their rise to power and whatever. I think they've done a really, really fantastic job between the first season and this season. Another thing I saw as well, Alicent was biting her nails. I've not seen Alicent bite her nails since the first season. So I thought that was, again, a good bit of, like, development to kind of see this is how much she's now regressed. Do you know what I mean? Because when Rhaenyra did go and see her initially, she doing business. It's gone too far. It's too late. Too late. Get your hand off me. And now they're here to be biting up nails, being like, okay, take my son. Take my son. I agree. Yeah. I mean, it's such a difference. They've done such a great job. Honestly, such a great job. Those little things are so key. So yeah, I would love to know what everyone else thought of this, and I'm really, really sad that we're going to have to wait so long for another one. But it's okay. I'm sure I'll probably rewatch Game of Thrones. In fact, I probably am going to rewatch Game of Thrones. It's been a long time that I've not seen that from start to finish, so I probably will rewatch that. But I would love to know what you guys thought of this. Did Alicent do the right thing? Did you see that coming? Did you see that Daemon was going to do what he did? Like, did you see that coming? I know I didn't. Again, with Rhaenyra, does she get this dragon? Like, is it fair for her, like, to not get the dragon now after everything she's been through? What does it mean for mysaria now that Daemon's going to be back and Rhaenyra's had her way with her? Do you think Aemond will eventually get Helaena to ride that dragon? Do you think he also now will go out there and see if he can find anyone to ride dragons for him? Like, just really intrigued to know what you guys think of this and what you think is next. If you did enjoy this with me, then do drop me a like and subscribe. That would be amazing. Thank you so much. And if you do want to watch the full reaction with me with all my commentary, then do come on over to Patreon, and it'll be a great way. Well, it'd be lovely to see you, number one, but it is a great way to help support the channel as well. So yeah, for now, thank you so much for watching this with me and for being on this whole Dragon Team Black journey. Again, shout out to my Team Greens as well. Like, we couldn't do this without you. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next. It's gonna be such a long time. On the next one.